Hey, Molly, if you can hear me, you are the first speaker in here. I'm in transit right now, so if you want to hold down the fort, that'd be awesome. I'm going to mute the legend channel. You're muted at the moment. Wingman, if you can hear me, accept the cash flow 2, accept it. Molly, you should be accepted.
Yeah, I think everyone's still over at on the Telegram.
Cool. We'll give everyone a minute.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yes. All right, you guys can all speak. Cool. I'm gonna mute the main account, of course, and then leave it up to the speakers here. Cool.
Hey,
Brian
Pizza
Barber.
Bro, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you make McChillin a speaker? We kind of cut him
Yes.
off in the VC, and he wants to finish speaking.
Yes.
I guess I don't even see him in here yet, but
if you just tell anyone in here to either I could send invites once they get in here, or you tell them to request to speak, and I just hit accept. So if you want to just tell them, you guys handle that and tell them, and then I'll just be watching to accept. Sound good?
Yep.
Cool.
sounds good.
Yeah, the convo was picking up nice in the VC.
Yeah, man, it was kind of hard, kind of like interrupting McChillin, but it'd be nice to just jump on here and get the party started. I don't see him here though.
He might be a different name on here because that profile looks familiar. Zen of the Den. Maybe that's not him.
Yeah, I think that's him.
Yeah, that's Mick, I think.
Okay, cool. Let me invite him then. You should have an invite. All right. Sorry, guys. I just walking out of this place. So if you guys got it. If anyone wants to be a speaker, I'll hear you and I'll add them. And I'm going to mute the legend account. You guys can start whenever you want. And it's recording.
Cool, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody.
Yeah, do you want to just let McChillin pick up where he left off?
Yeah, totally.
You in here, bud?
Is he a speaker though?
No, still listening.
Yeah,
he has to accept it. I sent it to him. He just has to accept it.
I'll send him a message in VC. I mean, in the main.
We were just talking about how it sounds like some of the rating strategies we've changed to are working pretty well, though.
Yeah, that's something to note. That it kind of follows T-Cash's original vision. We were all kind of shocked when he abandoned that vision, but he always said, we just keep grinding out the raids. We acquire new community members one at a time. Some of them make buys, and eventually we reach critical mass and the thing blows up. Well, I saw that actually happening just over the last 24 hours. We were raiding, and every raid, a couple of people joined the community, and there'd be a couple of buys on the chart, and you guys saw it. We just sort of marched up green up to like that 135 market cap, and that's all just raiding. There was nothing beyond the core raiding strategy. So what we're doing, it's working. And so that's part of what we do going forward. I suggest we double down on that. We try to get more community members engaged. I know I started reaching out into some DMs, just finding some community members who happened to be online, but I hadn't seen their name in the chat, and just asking them. And we got a few raiders. So let's all just treat this as a community outreach type exercise. Anytime you want to get more people. We got 1,000 people in our chat, 1,000, right? And usually like 10 of us are rating. So, we could we awaken 10 more and 10 more and 10 more. And, next thing you know, you've got 50 people rating. That's how we blow this up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. I think you bring up a lot of really good points. And like to elaborate on what P. Billa was saying earlier, how we're getting so much more response now than we were before. I think there's something about this rating strategy that's really bullish at the market caps that we're at. And now that we're a true CTO, we've been getting a lot more engagement from people because it seems like something now that they're like, oh, I can jump in and be a part of this. So I've noticed way more engagement with people I've been rating on. So I think that's definitely like a core principle that we need to continue going forward. I really like your idea of getting more people involved in raids. Another thing I want to elaborate on is along with the raids, just expanding our influence in general on X. Like, let's make that a priority for Legend. Everyone in Legend focus on expanding their influence on X. There's a few key strategies I could go into, and unless anybody else wants to talk on this real quick.
No, go for it,
Educate
man.
us. Yeah, educate us.
Yeah. So one of the things I've seen is like some of these big accounts will put on there, they'll make a post and they'll be like, hey, I'm here to boost small accounts. Right. So what that means is like you follow them, they'll follow you back. But then everyone in their replies is trying to expand their reach on X. So what you go in is you make a comment or you comment them or DM them, just like treat them like a human, and then you follow them, and they'll follow you back. Like I had 12 followers this morning in like 5 minutes by doing that, and
Damn, that's
then yeah, that's super effective. And then also another strategy, like if you're in the mood to raid, like it's great. Like we're all raiding, it's awesome. But I've also noticed that if on these accounts that we're rating, like some of these guys post like every 30 seconds. And one of the things that helps, even if you're not tagging the hashtag legend, right? Just engaging with them on as many posts as possible, because then everyone in their community just sees your profile over and over and over. And it keeps popping up. It keeps popping up. And then when you do drop one of our bullish banners or signs that we've been making, it comes with a little more impact because they're like, man, I've been seeing this guy. So I've noticed when I post now, I'm getting a lot more likes and comments on stuff just from being present, not always with the hashtag legend, but just by like getting out there.
Yep, absolutely, Wingman. And can I piggyback on that real quick before I forget?
Yes, please do.
What I've been doing that I feel like is working as well is when I'm rating. Well, first and foremost, I added Legend CTO to my name on X.
Yeah.
So when I'm rating, if there's like a live space going on, I will just join that space and just hang out in that room while I'm rating, because you know that whoever's in that X space, as they're sitting there listening, if they're on their desktop specifically, they're going through the listener list and they're just scanning over your name, and then they'll see, oh shit, what is Legend CTO? What is this? What is that? Like you get more and more exposure. So if you're doing that 2 or 3 times a week or every day or whatever the case may be, to piggyback on what you said, the more exposure you get to your name, the better, right? So it's like, I see a space. I mean, even that EZZ guy, I was sitting in a space for like 30 minutes. And I probably got like 6 or 7 followers just from hanging out in his space.
Nice.
I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything. I just, I posted a few times, and then I was also rating on the side. So hanging out in other spaces will get you exposure as well. That works. And then, obviously, if it's a good space, shit, you learn something.
Yeah, for sure. And if you can get up and talk,
Even
awesome.
better.
Yeah, even better. But like you said, you don't have to, because like everyone in those spaces is looking for alpha. So they're scanning through to see what else is going on in the room. And you definitely get exposure there. And And yeah, if you get on and talk, you don't even have to talk about legend, but people will see it, and it gets more and more exposure. So I love this plan. I think this can be like, I really want to, like, during this quiet time, sort of like break down some core principles of legend. Like, what do we do as a community? And so far the raids have been working. So I'm always like, okay, well, let's lean into what we know is working and let's expand on that. Like, it's a part of legend that we increase our influence on X. And how great would it be if, like, all of us ended up with like 1,000+ followers just going forward, how influential we could be. We're all trying to get Coles on board, but it's like, shit, if we all have 1,000+ followers each, we don't need them. We'll be our own Coles.
We are exactly. We're our own army of Coles. Exactly, dude. 100%.
Yeah. So
So
just one thing to keep a priority kind of in everyone's mind, and we can help each other out, boost each other up.
yeah, totally. Anybody else want to speak? Say anything?
Yeah, I've managed to sort out my microphone. Guys, so what I was mentioning over in Telegram is that if we kind of flip the script on this, the usual KOL situation, you know, they put out a show me the ticker and all of that stuff. And I think that, like you guys have said, it is working. We are getting our name out there. So if anyone searches legend, I mean, we are just all through there. But that's the beauty of legend. There's also a lot of other people who are just saying GM legend. No one ever says GM Giga Chad. So it is the ticker.
Yeah.
But what I've been thinking is if we can, just through our raids, you start to see some people who are just more legit. It's almost like most of them are just running off the same script. You see the same question every time, you know, like show me the ticker type stuff. But through a little bit of sort of going down a rabbit hole, I found this guy. He's an Aussie. He creates video content about tokens, and he researches the tokens, and he explains why. He's a genuine caller. He's not one of these just, you know, random sort of people that are following the how to be a KOL type script. And I just did a little bit of engagement with him. I haven't checked to see whether he's responded, but you know, generally his videos get about 15, 20 comments, so it's not too big for him to not check. What I thought we could do as more of a strategy is sort of say, all right, a 1-star KOL or a 1-star caller. So, you know how in movies they talk about, oh, he's a 4-star general. Well, this gets him to be a 4-star legend. So a 1-star legend, like on the 4 dots of our crown or the 4 peaks of our crown. So they could be awarded 1 star if they've got, I don't know, a certain amount of followers, more than 1,000 followers. They're a 1-star KOL or a 1-star caller. They get a 2nd star if they've ever liked one of our posts, the 3rd star if they do something else, a 4th star if they join our community or make a call about legend. Yeah, and we can sort of almost, you know, that one where it's, I think Anon do it, oh, you've been targeted or you've been selected to be exposed, the type of thing they do with politicians or whatever who have been to P. Diddy parties. We target these guys and say, you have been selected to be a legend. And that's what we're doing. And we don't go in there and say, oh, legend, come and check us out. It's, you've been selected to be a legend. And they're like, you know, once they see that 10 times, they go, oh, wait there, what is this legend? And then there might be some engagement. They might say, you know, they might interact back. And then we can send a DM and say, this is our plan. You could be a 4-star legend. We've got a wall of fame type thing. We're looking for a KOL to call us under $1 million. We're not giving anyone any fucking legend. We're not paying you 60 sol. This is about you gaining traction and being recognized within our community at under $1 million. And then you'll be recognized when we're at 10 million. You'll be recognized as the first KOL that got on board type thing. Like flipping it so that they're earning our recognition rather than we're trying to earn their recognition.
I love it.
Just an idea.
Yeah. So try to like record what you do, like maybe take screenshots of the messages you send, so you can train us. You can sort of train us in this approach. You described it well, but you know, I for one don't have a perfect memory for things I heard. I get the strategy. So show what I would say is can you make like a tutorial and show us how you did it, and then we can all you know, copy what you did, and because I think it sounds brilliant and like something that'd be very effective.
Yeah, I noticed in Telegram now there's like warrior. There's like four. Someone was a 4 warrior or something, a 4 something warrior. What is that?
The warriors are the mods. Previously, it was like
Okay.
hero and legend, and you know, with the
Yeah.
rebrand, we kind of moved away from legend because we aren't legends yet. We're trying to become legends. We're all on this journey together, and we're working to run this thing and go on like a
Yeah. Well,
legendary run. So that's why we ended up with
yeah.
warriors. It's just a custom
Yeah.
tag
For
to
sure.
show who the mods are.
Yeah, because that was actually sort of what triggered it. I thought, oh, they should be a 4-star legend. So when you look in that chat, you go, oh, they're a 4-star legend. That means they're a mod. Oh, and can you award like a 3? Can you get a 2
I love
within
it.
that?
I love the idea with the Coles too, because then it's like we can bring them up together, like it's mutually beneficial. Because at
Yeah.
these where we're at right now, if we get someone to join us, and we do well, it's gonna raise their influence as well. So it's a great time to make these partnerships, and I love the idea that you had to kind of make it like a challenge for them. It's
Because
really
I think
cool.
everyone's starting to know that these KOLs are just paid shillers.
Yeah,
Most
So
yeah,
of
if
them,
we
yeah.
can flip it and draw out the real callers, like this guy does make some good calls. I ended up buying a couple of his AI calls yesterday, and they've all done well. So he's someone who actually looks at the chart. He talks about why he's picking them.
hmm
Not super
So I think
elaborate,
the
you know. He
key
doesn't.
would just be to get organized, and when you find one that you want to target, let's put it together and think of
Yeah.
like a time where we can get like at least 5 to 10 of us, or however you think the best way to do it is. Because right now with the raids, it's great. Someone just drops the link in the chat and away we go. But for this, we would just need to be a little bit more organized. And if you want to take the lead on that, that'd be awesome.
Yep.
And we would just you just coordinate, and then we'll follow your lead. You let us know what you want us to post, and give us a little bit of a heads up, as opposed to like just dropping the link. You can be like, hey, this is our guy, 20
Yep.
minutes from now, or an hour from, like, whatever. And we can get after it.
So on X, when you're raiding, you can create your own raid list and then you can share it in the Telegram channel. Do you guys know how to do that?
No.
So if you're on your desktop right now, you would go to, so let's say I'm on the main page. I would click more, and then the top left-hand side, it says lists, right? I can create my own list of like influencers that I want to follow. And then as you're on your like main screen, your main home screen, on top, it'll say like, for you following, mine says Legend Raid, mine says CT, like a bunch of different lists. You can add your list to the top of your screen. So if you click on that, it'll populate, like that whole feed will be only the KOLs or whoever you decided to put on this list. Whenever they post, it'll just populate on that feed specifically. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can create your own feed and your own list of people that you want to raid. And then you can just, I'm going to botch this. I think I saw Joker in here. Maybe he could touch on that if he can speak. You can add it to the list in our Legend Lab, I think. And then anybody that goes in our Telegram can just type list. Let me do that right now. See if it works. And then it'll give you a whole list of rating of lists. Let's see if it'll work. Yeah.
Well, Pete, Bill, I think the key with what you're talking about is once it's up, we've got one left over from Slim, and it's you hit follow.
You're breaking up.
Oh shoot, sorry.
Yep. It's okay. We can start our own, but yeah, you're right. Slim has, I mean, he's still here. He's still with the community and he's raiding with us.
Yeah. So what we
But
should
we can
do
clean it up and we
is
can
narrow.
add our own.
We just got to keep updated with that. Maybe we can put one of the mods in charge of a just like a master legend list, and then when the community has a new one they want to put in or that they found, it can just be like a simple DM or something. And
Yep, like add this guy.
yeah, and then whoever, it'd be best if it was just like one person in charge of the master list, and we can just keep it updated as we go.
Cool. Yep, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I think we should maybe.
Yeah, I got a question.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm probably gonna like
What else?
make another 3D model or something. What should I make it of? Like I did a coin before, but we can do anything.
Dude, those coins are sick.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, those coins are pretty badass.
But if you got another object,
dude, those are cool. Who made the coin? The spinning coin?
Big hitter.
Big hitter. Nice work, man. Yeah, I need to get that in like a downloadable form so I can save it in my photos.
I'm reading some notes. I think Pizza Bro just said that if we want to change, he's happy to change the warrior, for the mods to whatever the community wants.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. So I think we should kind of touch base since this is being recorded. I think we should just put out an announcement there that obviously the migration is over. We kind of went over that yesterday, right? Where are we sitting at right now? We're sitting at about 100,000 market cap. Let's see. We're sitting at 100K. Yep, 99,000. So migration is officially over. We're sitting at a very, very solid base of like diamond hand holders.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yep.
we hear you.
Okay. Is anyone talking right now, or did it just go quiet for a minute?
No, it's kind of like rambling.
No, you weren't.
I totally was. What's up, Moon Man? Does anybody else want to speak? We could bring you up as a speaker. Maybe raise your hand. There's not that many of us in here right now.
I think maybe we touch on a few of the other things that are upcoming. We talked about the migration being over. I think you were starting into that, P-Bill.
Yeah, migration is over. Some people had some concerns in regards to the cells that came through today. And I mean, fuck it. I'll just spill the beans. I'll tell you what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that some people might be, taking some money off the table to get a piece of that pre-sale of the other project, which is fine. Obviously, they can do as they please. And I feel like tomorrow, we should have a very good sense and feel of where our floor is. And I honestly and truly believe that once that other project launches and they sell their bags, we're going to see a flood of new buys. I mean, this is pure speculation. This is what I think, but I think all that money is going to come right back to Legend, and they're going to try to double, triple down on Legend and fill their bags up because we're at such a low market cap right now.
Yeah, the upside for us is much higher. We're at 100K market cap, and Wolfie's going to start at $1 million. I think roughly.
It's actually going to be higher, Brian.
Higher. Okay. So
yeah, it's going to be closer to 2. It'll be between 1.5 and 2. It depends if it sells out or not. But I was doing the math, and because Solana has crossed over the 200 mark.
Okay.
As it sits right now, it's going to be 1.5 million, and then I think if it fills out, it's going to be closer to 2 million market cap. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So what does that do to your X's, right?
Correct.
Right. So, it's people are going to try to catch that initial pump, but I think there's a lot of built up mistrust, after baby, tons of us, I'm included, round tripped, a lot of money on baby. And I've seen all the finger pointing, it was him, But here's what I know. It was not handled ethically. It was not handled honorably, and I think everybody else has the same conclusion. So there'll be a lot more of a quick win mindset. And I totally agree. Then they're going to come right back, and because we represent a
Totally.
chance for a 10x easy, 100x. We just have to get to 10 million. It's 100x.
Exactly. And then
Yeah, it's also bullish for us because anyone in here who sees sees Legend as a long-term project can scoop up a little bit more today and
yeah,
tomorrow.
and
And
then
that's going to help our floor going forward too.
yeah, totally. If I can bring this up, this is a touchy subject. I know I'm the guy that it's always talking shit, but if you do end up scooping up a large bag, okay, and if you want to protect yourself, and if you want to, obviously you're feeling bullish about Legend, we all are. You shouldn't have a huge amount of supply in one wallet. Try to split
Yes,
that
good
up.
point.
Yeah, try to split that up. You don't, for your own safety, right? Like, you don't want your wallet to get dusted, for starters, which means somebody will come in and clear out your entire wallet because you accidentally clicked on a link, right? Or an ad, because that's happened to a lot of us. But you want to split up your wallet so it obviously looks cleaner on the blockchain. And it's more appetizing for newer investors, right? They don't like
Fibilla,
seeing,
what do you
yeah.
suggest? What do you suggest as a maximum holding in any one wallet?
So, I mean, anything that's, under 1%, or I think would be fair.
Okay, cool. So
Does
if you
that
get
make sense?
above,
Then you
yeah, if
guys
you,
were aping in at 50K, 80K, 100K, 130K, and you can pick up a significant amount of supply at these market caps. And here's what you want to do is, when you're splitting up your wallets. So let's say wallet A is where you have your supply. When you deploy your supply into wallets B and C, you have to completely deplete your supply in wallet A. So there is no connection on bubble maps. Does that make sense? So if I've got, I don't know, a million.
Yeah, I think you explained it perfect.
Yeah, if I've got 1 million tokens in wallet A and I send 300,000 to wallet B and 300,000 to wallet C, I still have 400,000 in wallet A. On bubble maps, those are all connected. You always have to deplete the deploying wallet so there's no connection on bubble maps, which makes bubble maps looks clean. It looks clean, and then it looks better to the masses, right? Like, you don't, if we're gonna shill this and we're gonna raid people, the last thing we need is them coming back and saying, well, your bubble maps looks like shit. Even though we know that we're all in this for the long haul, it's like people make mistakes all the time. So that's another piece of advice.
Yeah, and it protects yourself too. Like you
Totally.
said, you don't want to click something and then have your entire supply lost
That's
because it was
happened
in
to me
one wallet.
before. Yeah. Like,
Or even if I do it too, like to protect myself against myself. Like, I don't know if I'll do this much on Legend, but some other projects I would have like my holding bag, and then the one on the side, maybe I would trade the chart a little bit. But I'd like protect myself from myself, so I didn't have my whole supply there that I'm like tweaking around with. Like, I had like 80% to hold and then 20 to like play around with,
right. Especially
So
on
yeah, good point,
Telegram.
people.
You have
Yeah.
to be careful on Telegram if you're trading with Telegram, if you're trading with the Trojan bot on Telegram,
Hmm.
especially clicking on any links or ads, or if somebody DMs you and says, hey, man, check this out. Or we're getting a lot of DMs from people that want us to, pay them to show Legend. And they're just sending me, hey, join my Telegram channel and I'll call you in this channel for 2 Solana. But I won't click on that because I've done it before and my whole wallet got dusted. And I'm talking about a lot of money.
Yeah, don't click links.
Do not click any links.
Yeah.
So that's a piece of advice there.
I have a question about this that I've never known. But if you have like one wallet, but you have two wallets on that wallet, so like, I don't know, for example, on MetaMask you can have two accounts or whatever.
Yeah.
That's still a risk, right? Like, you should have, or are those separated from
Those are
if they were
separated.
to dust you.
Those
If they dust
it
you,
definitely reduces your risk to have two accounts on MetaMask. But you're right. Like if somebody got access to your MetaMask, they would get to both. But that is more difficult to do. So
okay. Then
by
the CA or whatever.
yeah, so by splitting up the multiple contracts, or sorry, the multiple accounts,
Accounts.
that does help for sure.
Okay. Okay.
And then since we're
You're
talking
right.
about
There's
this,
still inherent
I
risk
was
there.
on Bird Eye, and for some reason, Bird Eye and CoinMarketCap are still taking our liquidity pool into account, and they're red flagging us for having too much supply within the top 10 holders, which is bullshit because if you look at the distribution, it's fine. But we're trying to figure that out. If anybody has any information on that or any ways to fix that issue, please let us know in the Telegram chat or take care of it yourself because it obviously helps you as well. But they're taking our liquidity pool into account as a holder, and they shouldn't.
Yeah, that's weird.
So that's it. Any questions on
Yeah.
those? On those?
Was that formed through Radian? They're graduating?
Is it what?
Yeah, because we launched on Pump Fund, so it automatically, when it bonds, it automatically gets deployed under Radium. So it's like the most common, normal way to launch a liquidity pool. So there shouldn't be an issue with it. That's why it's just kind of weird.
Yeah, it's totally weird. I don't know why it's. I mean,
I think it has to do with the airdrops.
what's that?
I think it might have to do with the airdrops that happened before.
I don't think
I
so
don't think-
because
sorry,
those
I don't mean
airdrops
to-
all got sold.
Bill, I don't mean
I don't
to
know.
come in through this account, but I don't think it's considering that liquidity
Okay.
pool because that liquidity pool was pretty big. It was like 17%, and the flags are saying that our top 10 holders are over like 19. So I know that I don't think the next 9 holders were less, were that small. I think it did ignore that 17%. I mean, we can check again. Bill, I'm pretty sure.
I'll run the numbers again and see, and I'll put a message in the Telegram.
Yeah, and I think it was maybe even the top. It was either top 10 holders. So if the top 10 holders each have,
Well, Bird Eye had it as the top 10
1.5%.
holders had 34%, so it for sure was. Yeah, it for sure was taking it into account.
Maybe I was thinking of different. Maybe like Photon had top 10 at like 14% or something.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I got to mute anyway, so sorry about that.
Okay, so people are just based on what you're saying there, and I'm proud to be in that top 10. When you say
Good for
you've
you.
got to split your bag, but you've got to completely deplete one, if you send all your legend to another account, don't all your legends just end up in another account?
Yeah,
How can you split a bag but deplete it completely at the same time?
You want to send it to, let's say, for example, you have 1 million tokens, for example, you want to send it to 2 wallets, 500,000 each.
Okay. So as long as it's depleted, they won't be connected. But if I send 500,000 to wallet B, isn't wallet B and A now connected?
Correct.
But then if I send the remaining 500,000 to wallet C,
then A disappears.
then A disappears, so there's no now connection
And
between
B and
B,
C,
A,
yeah.
or B, C.
Right, and then B and C are completely separate.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So that's what
All
we
right.
want to do.
Well, might drop me off the top 10, which I'm not happy about, but I'm willing to do it.
You'll know in your heart. You'll know in your heart.
Yeah. That's funny. Cool. Anybody else have any questions? Otherwise, I'd like to touch on, we've got that AMA tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central, which is, Wingman, correct me if I'm wrong, 10 p.m. UTC?
Yeah, that's correct.
10 p.m. UTC would be 4 p.m. Central. So we've got an AMA with Mad Apes scheduled tomorrow. If everybody can join in on that, that'd be great. If you can't join in, if you can raid, or even if you can't raid, but if we're raiding and you can just like and reply or repost, that'd be awesome. The more noise you make in there, the better. A lot of those guys in there are legend holders. including Titan, who runs Mad Apes. I was DMing with him. I think it's a him, DMing with Titan. And they are still holding Legend, and they definitely want to see this thing moon. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we can
just
benefit
on
from
that strategy.
What's that?
Sorry, if we've got the AMA, you know, and if you've got a little bit of soul, like everyone loves a green chart. So I think if we're in there at the AMA and they're talking about it, and then all of a sudden there's like a 0.1 buy and a 0.1 buy, and you know you've got your 5 wallets now that you've split all your Legend up into, so you can go for it. 0.1 here, 0.1 there, and then they start to see buys on the chart. Then the people who aren't Legends yet, who are in the AMA, might go, oh, actually this is starting to get some traction.
For sure.
If you are going to buy within the next 24, 48 hours, I think maybe just being strategic with a couple of just small buys just to see the greens happening in the chart as they go.
We call that
I'm in.
We call it the Brian Barber effect.
There you go. That's it.
Yeah, obviously I'm
That's a
100%
great plan.
on board.
I was planning on buying some in the next 24 hours anyway, so I'll just wait and time it up with the AMA.
You know what would be perfect is if we got trending on Dex Tools, because they owe us a trending, and they haven't launched it yet because we're like at the bottom of the list or whatnot. They're just chipping away at the list. So if we're on the AMA, then in a perfect world, if that trending starts and we start buying, that'll be super cool. That'll look great for the chart. And to be honest with you, Mad Apes, the first round of Mad Apes, that was our biggest, that was our best AMA, and that was the most successful AMA. What? Help me out here, Wingman. Or did he leave? Like we saw the most.
No, I'm here.
We saw the most buys on our chart during and after that Mad Apes AMA.
Yeah, that was when we hit all-time high.
There you go.
A big. It was coupled with the Mad Apes call and AMA.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
So they've got influence. Whereas some of the other people that got paid to call us were total duds.
Duds.
Mad Apes definitely had some influence. So the fact that you got that set up, that's pretty huge.
He was
psyched about that.
When I reached out to him, he was like, man, what the fuck happened? You know, like he had no idea what happened. So I broke it down to him, and he's like, all right, fuck it. I'll give you a discounted rate. I'm still holding Legend, and a bunch of my guys are too, and I'll just do my end for free. He's like, so I'll see you on January 3rd. And I'm like, shit. All right, cool. Let's go. And I think what might happen is I think it's going to be, and I might be overthinking this because I'm a little nervous, but it might be like just being crystal clear and on what happened and where we stand now and how bullish we all feel as a community, and try to get that energy and vibe over to their listeners. And then, like, if I was a listener and my bag went to, if my bag dropped 90%, and then I heard that it was CTO'd and there was a great vibe and the guys were bringing the heat and everybody was bullish, I mean, I would buy to lower my cost basis, right? That's the best thing to do.
Oh, 100%. Or for the people who didn't buy, but they're listeners, they'll be like, what?
Right.
I can get this at 100K now?
Correct.
This is bullish all around.
Yeah, I'm feeling the same way for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one to think about what they're experiencing. You know, a lot of them might come to the call thinking, what the fuck? I've got now less than 10% of what I put in. But then they come to the call expecting excuses from the guy going, oh, well, I don't know what happened. But your story is perfect. You know, like,
right,
we got dudded or whatever. It's dropped the chart. We're fighting to get your Legend bag. So if you're, almost call them out. Like, we're looking for more raiders. We're looking for people to join the Legend team that we've got. We're out there, doing it. So you're sort of almost drawing the guys who are willing to put in the sweat as opposed to the money. And then you're also hitting the ones who are willing to put in the money to dollar cost average, get their chart back up. It's sort of like that two-pronged approach. It's good.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. And I mean, a great pitch would be, pitch is such a bad word, but would be like, look, you bought in at 2 million. We're at 100K. that's a 20x. You know, if you buy at 100K, we get you back up to 2 million. That's a 20x from here. Like, that's a great return.
Yeah, I think the big thing is to go on the emotional side instead of diving into the numbers, because it's just like you heard the response from Mad Apes when you DM it. People want to know what happened. And if they hear whoever's on there, whoever's available to speak, bring in the energy, bring in the determination that we're going to run this thing back so much higher than it ever was before, that's going to get people pumped.
100%. And to be honest, I had the same response from Kid and Walt. You know, they're like, what the fuck happened, man? And they're like, but they are intrigued and they are excited to see that, like, the same names are still here, right? Like, the same core group, everybody's still here, right? Like,
and more names.
everybody
People
on
are
this
stepping
call,
up.
everybody on this call has been here since day one, right? So it's like, yeah, you've got 2 or 3 guys that are speaking on the AMA, but they're looking at the listeners. They're like, oh shit, I remember Rambler. I remember Crypto Nomad. I remember Joker. Like, they remember these names, you know?
And McChillan makes a good point. Like, most of the time, if someone came on at like a 90%, they'd be like, oh, what, we had a Jeet, or we had this happen or that happen. Like, our story is actually compelling. Like,
Big time.
we got knocked down and we're going to fight our way back up.
For sure.
Who's talking on that? Are you talking, Dude Pizza Bro or Pete Billa?
No, I was just opening.
I mean, it is a legend story.
What's that?
It is a legend story. You know, it's
Totally.
like I've put a few times, earning the ticker.
Absolutely.
Like, originally, when they first got in, it was just, oh, this is a name I came up with and it's called Legend. Now it actually, it is a legend.
Yes.
You know, to have that drop down and come back. You know, I don't like to think about the stats, but every day there's 5,000 new pump fund tokens.
Right.
Only 400 or so of them are above 1 million market cap. Like,
right.
It's depressing. But when you think of the legend ticker, like I say, you go and look at all these other tickers and you think, how are those guys pushing blip or whatever?
Right.
Like that. You know, our imagery is amazing. Shout out to our meme generator creator. Like, I actually, I don't like art, but that's something I'm getting behind. Like, I grab images, I drop it in there. Oh, where am I going to put the legend? Oh, maybe I'll go with the legend salute. Like, it's actually fun. And then you go back to the Twitter, drop it in there. I think I actually got in trouble for maybe using I kept using their, you know, the little images for their ex. I'd crop that, bring it in, and then I'd put the crown on their head. And maybe someone complained. I had to prove to X who I was. So there might be a copyright issue at some stage, but you know, everyone likes to see themselves. Like, when I figure when they go down their list of comments in their tweet, if all of a sudden they see themselves, or, you know, I put one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Someone said flex the ticker, and I thought Arnold Schwarzenegger. Boom, went and got a shot at Arnold Schwarzenegger, put legend on it. Boom, boom, boom. That's got to be more attractive than someone just going, "Oh, go check out Fluff."
Yeah, dude. 100%.
Absolutely.
That's awesome, man. That's our superpower.
And it shows.
That's why we're all sticking around.
And it shows you read what they're saying. You know, it shows like you're kind of you're reading, you're responding. It's not just your typical response. I think that also goes away. And I've been doing that too. I've been screen shooting their avies or their ex avies and putting the crown and putting legend on there. And it definitely it's been good for my followers went up, and it's a little it's more unique. It's a little more specific.
Definitely. And running this thing up is going to be a legendary move. A legendary move with a legendary run. You know. And I keep thinking to myself, like, what's the saying about champions? Like, you're not a true champion until you defend your title, right? So it's like, I'm kind of like relating these two, like a champion and a legend. Like, that's where we are right now.
Well, yeah, just like the way I look at it, the more we remove ourselves from what happened, and the more I see what the other group or the other project is doing and how they're doing it, and we spoke about it already, but it seems like they're doing just a quick hit, kind of like, let's hope, we fire off, the pre-sale's good and everything kind of goes. That doesn't go with our ticker. That doesn't go with our what our identity is starting to become. And then, again, our identity is still evolving, but we are here to build. And I keep going back to that. And we're gonna find there's gonna be a purpose. There's gonna be a purpose for people that want to come to our chat and join us and stick around and really want to belong and be part of this community.
Absolutely. Hey guys, I've got about 4 minutes and then I'm gonna have to hop off, just to give you a heads up.
Well, should we just wrap things up? We're getting close to an hour here.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, we've had a great discussion with a lot of great stuff.
So quick recap then, Brian. You want to take the floor and recap?
Okay. Well, what's top of mind for me? You guys are gonna have to help me with the full recap. What's top of mind for me is McClellan's idea, how to recruit KOLs in a way that makes them trying to impress us as opposed to the other way around. So definitely going to be watching for your leadership, McClellan, or Zen as you are here, and getting ready to follow you down that path.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Nice.
Excellent.
And then
Yeah.
AMA tomorrow
so
with
McClellan's
Matt
got a
Apes.
great idea. Yep. Go ahead.
Yep. AMA tomorrow with Matt Apes at 4 p.m. Central. We will drop the link in the legend in the main account. Hopefully everybody can join and listen in and contribute. If you want to be a speaker, by all means, just raise your hand and then I'll mute myself and you can say your piece. We're all a community here. You have your voice carries the same amount of weight as mine or whoever. We're all on the same.
McClellan, it'd be cool to hear your voice on there.
Totally.
Yeah, I started to ramble a little bit. I feel like I'm in a group of friends here. I might get a little bit off topic over there.
Well, just if you want.
Yeah, but I'll come along.
Yep.
If I could just add, I'm working on bringing a couple of big influencers that aren't really fully connected to crypto, but have like a huge followings in the respective worlds. So I'm working on bringing them in and just kind of, easing them into into our world. And I think they will be very interested. We're talking people with over 1 million followers on various social media profiles. So I'm working on that.
Nice. And in the meantime, anyone else looking for something to do, focus on expanding your X influence. Find someone who's putting up a boost post, like and reply to everyone else in the comments and try to get them to follow you, and be active and engaged. Even if you're not shilling the ticker legend, just be active and engage with people who are posting.
Good call. And hang out in X Spaces if you have time. If you're just hanging out and reading, hang out in a random X Space. If you see something that's like a meme coin or a meme X Space on Solana, I usually join those because those are obviously on our network. And I just kind of hang out there and raid on the side. And then if you have a chance to speak, even better.
Great call.
All right, legends.
Awesome spaces.
I think we
Glad
need
to be with you guys.
Man. Let's get to work.
We need Pizza Bro to end it, I think. But
yep,
I
got you. I'll end it.
Cool. All right, guys.
Boom.
Bye, legends.
Bye, guys.
Legend.
Sounds good, guys.
Legend.